In this video, we take the audio file we've written with transparency metadata and signed, and we read it and try to verify its signature. So let's get straight into it. We start always from the same examples folder. There's a fourth script here that we're going to use this time. It's called read metadata. I'm going to reduce this and we can focus on this script. In this script, we do four things. First, we load a public key from a PEM file. We'll need this to verify our signature. Then we use a factory function to build a transparent metadata reader instance. And this is just the mirror object to transparent metadata writer. Transparent metadata writer writes and signs, and transparent metadata reader reads the metadata and verifies them. Then we read and verify metadata from the specified audio file. And finally, we print the results, including any errors or the decoded metadata. Okay, let's jump into the code here. So this is like the interesting stuff that we import. And as always, like we import some stuff like from this key management module from the crypto package or sub package. And we import this time the load public key from PEM file because we need the public key for verification. Then we always import the configure logging function to activate our TransparentMeta logger. And then this time from TransparentMeta.sdk, we import another factory function that's called, not surprisingly, build transparent metadata reader. Now we have the audio path, and that's the same audio path that I used in the previous video when we wrote the metadata. We have also a path to our public key, and then we can jump straight into the main function. So we activate our logger at debug level, then we load the public key using load public key from PEM file, passing the public key path. Then we build the transparent metadata reader instance by using this factory function and passing the public key. Once again, we don't need to bother with creating transparent metadata reader, the object ourselves. We just can use the factory function. And given like these objects, the reader and the writer, are quite complex and are kind of like facade that put together a lot of stuff like underneath, we don't want to initiate all the objects within the components. And so we can just use these factory functions and we get like our object as simple as that. Okay, so now we have transparent metadata reader. So what do? Well, we have to read. Right? And how do we do that? Well, we do a transparent metadata reader .read. We pass the audio path and we get back a read result. Now, the signature verification once again happens inside. We are not aware of that. We don't know how it's done. So all we need to do is a .read. We call the method and that's it. All the complexity is hidden below the surface, which is nice. So now we have this read result. That's a read result object, and we'll see like what that is once we print it. Okay, so I think like now we are ready to go. So I'm gonna run this. So we run it, and as you can see, we have all logging information. Some of this is info, some of this like is debug, but at the end, this is like the printing of the read result object that we have. And so as you can see, this read result has a few different attributes, let's say. So one is success. Is the reading successful? Well, in this case, it's true. Yes, we made it. And this means like that we found the metadata and the metadata was valid because of the verification, the cryptographic verification was successful. So there's no error here, and we are grateful for that. And then, of course, like what we need the most is the metadata attribute, from where like we can find all the transparency metadata information that comes as an object, the metadata object. And in here we have the company name, the model name created at, and so on and so forth, the AI usage level. And if I remember correctly, like we set it to AI assisted when we wrote it, private key ID, and our additional info with attribution, and our lyricist John Doe, composer Jane Smith, and our fantastic singer Hal 9000. So it worked out. So using TransparentMeta from a high level is as simple as using this high level SDK interface objects and factory functions. It's all you need to know. So if all you are a user of TransparentMeta, don't want to get deeper into it, I think that's a good time to stop the tutorials. But if you want to learn a little bit more about TransparentMeta and going deeper into the details of the implementation, I highly suggest you that you watch the remaining videos of this tutorial series.